Day 2 of backpacking in Haleakala National Park on the Hawaiian island of Maui. You can see the clouds rolled in just this morning, made everything nice and soaked. Cool tropical view though. And I'm heading away from the Paliku campground. So, like I said, everything got misted this morning, so everything's a little soaked, a little wet, but that's just part of the Haleakala experience. I'm headed away from the campground. I'm going to be heading back across the crater. I think I technically exited it yesterday, and I dropped down a little bit, so this is kind of a lush area, and I'm heading more to a dry area. That doesn't mean it won't get rain, but it's a drier area with less vegetation. Going through the cinder cones again. So yesterday I took I'm going to try to do some Hawaiian names again. If the wind would stop, I could do a Kowiliwi Trail to Paliku campground. Today I should be taking the halemau'u trail, which is same thing, east-west trail. It's a little bit further north on the crater itself, to the Holua campground, which is closer to like the big rim of the crater. So heading back up in elevation a little bit and out of the lush green stuff. And this first section is the same trail I took yesterday, the one that leads to Paliku campground. And this is where I saw the big island yesterday. It's not here today. It's still there, but it's not visible. So thankfully the clouds were working in my favor yesterday, because that was a cool sight. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch yesterday. Okay, so we had what used to be a full rainbow. Now it's only about a half rainbow. We have some nene down here, the nene, those endemic Hawaiian geese. And then there's the crater up there. And I just walked some lava over there. I think I'm getting the full experience in Haleakala right now. That's pretty cool. I think there's only like 600 of these guys left. I think that's what the information at the campground said. So I've definitely seen at least 4. I thought it was the same 2 following me around for a while, but these are definitely different geese. More nene. I have now seen maybe 6 of the 600 that are remaining. Seems like quite a lot. Maybe a lot of them are just concentrated here in the park. Something I didn't point out yesterday is there's actually some wildflowers on this eastern end of the park because it gets enough vegetation. Alright, time to get to work. Been too distracted by nenes and rainbows. So this is the halemau'u trail, going to the Holua campground. And this is the trail I was on yesterday. The Kowiliwi Trail. I think. I had it for a minute. Alright. Let's see this side of the crater. Transitioning now into more of that dry volcanic landscape of the crater. So yesterday I followed basically the base of those rims over there. And today I'm following this side of the crater. You can see we already have some cinder cones. There's one there, and then there's some more impressive ones coming up here. But kind of leaving that lush green area where the clouds are behind. It's going to be a really short day. I'm really trying to take my time. I could potentially get there by noon. So I've got to kind of force myself to stop, otherwise I'm going to be sitting at my campground for a long time today. Change in scenery again. Looks like I'm walking more on Mars, if Mars had a little bit of vegetation. I can actually see the Kowiliwi trailhead. At least I could. It's behind this cinder cone over here. So that's where I started yesterday. Way back here, and it comes down. So hitting more of the heart of the crater. Still trying to take my time, as I am just a little over 3 miles away from the campsite. But getting into that really cool, stunning, alien-looking terrain. Now it looks like Mars. If you ignore the trail and the trail signs up there. Surrounded by cinder cones at the moment. So there's a big one right here. And then there's a red one down there. And then there's this guy right up here. You can even see a little slant on the top. So, right in the heart of the crater right now. And it looks pretty awesome. Getting some colors now. Got some red over here. I assume that means there's iron in the soils. So the red goes all the way this way. And then way back on the rim over there, it's definitely some yellow, maybe some greens. So it's getting pretty colorful inside the crater right now. Yeah, probably about 2.5 miles to my campground. It's gonna be a early arrival. Just came across this. This is Kowiliwi now. I'm assuming it's a lava tube that's 65 feet deep, and there's this nice fencing around here to keep people out. Look at where we are. Super gorgeous here. 65 feet down. You know there's idiots that are going to try to go down there, so the Park Service has put up a fence. But still in the heart of the crater, surrounded by cinder cones, and at least one lava tube. This is an unreal place. This is unreal scenery. Super cool. I swear I keep pulling my phone out every couple hundred feet, but this trail keeps changing. Becoming more awesome, like step by step. So I'm kind of going in and out of the cinder cones. The lava tube was just back here. You probably recognize that mountain and the back, but look at the colors of these sands, and then going forward here, just the changing colors of sand as you're winding in and out of these cinder cones. This is pretty special. If you're on Maui and have the opportunity to come into the backcountry, into the crater, I highly suggest doing it, because I mean, how many volcanoes do you get to walk into, much less spend the night? So it's been a very short hike so far, but pretty amazing and pretty eventful. And we got another smoke monster creeping in over here. How much you want to bet that's where I'm going to be camping tonight? Camping in the smoke monsters. Holua, 1.9 miles into the smoke monster. Hopefully it'll be like yesterday where the smoke monster is kind of just like above and away. But it really looks like, as you can see the trail, really looks like I'm heading into the smoke monster right now. I don't know if you can see them right now. I can't see it anymore. I can see cars on the road on the rim. It was pretty cool. Heading a little bit down in elevation and potentially into the smoke monster. Okay, so the trail to Holua goes this way, but there is this little spur trail, Silver Sword Loop, that loops around and rejoins this trail. So I'm going to take that because I have plenty of time. I'm guessing I'm like maybe a mile away, and it's not even noon, so I might as well take the scenic route to get there. So this is the Silver Sword Loop. Gonna be looking for silver swords, which are native plants that I think are only found here, like in this particular volcano. I probably should have paid a little bit more attention to the signs. I was in a hurry to get in the crater itself. So looking for the silver sword plant on the Silver Sword Loop. There's a couple of them along the trail. They're kind of protectively have rock barriers, or some of them were ringed with rocks to keep people from destroying a very, very fragile and endangered, I'm assuming endangered since they're only here, plant species. You know, people, they tend to, not everybody stays on the trail. So here's a whole bunch more up here. It's like a grove of them up here. So these are the silver swords. There are actually silver swords on the Silver Sword Loop. Oh, I can see it. So straight in front of me with the green roof is the cabin. And I think the campsite's just over here. I know the smoke monster is right here. So kind of barely escaping the smoke monster. Could be like happened yesterday. Well, this morning really, where the smoke monster rolls in as the time of day changes. But for right now, smoke monster free. Hopefully can dry out the rest of my gear and should be at camp soon. So I'm at Holua campground. I'm basically drying out all my stuff from Paliku. It's a cool campsite. I mean, there's these little campsites tucked into, mine's tucked into some lava rock. Others are tucked into some vegetation. Some are open, but they're all underneath the rim of the crater, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, that's it for the hike today. It was a really short hike. I think it was something like 6 miles. So I'll let my stuff dry out and then I'll get everything set up and I'll have to figure out what to do with the rest of my day. I could just learn to enjoy a campsite. That's possible. So tomorrow I'm heading out of the crater. I'm either going to take the long way or the short way. Short way is a little bit more adventurous in that you have to use a hiker pickup area, but I have got a lot of time to decide on which route I'm going to do, and that's up for tomorrow.